Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, we are here to talk about something that is becoming really trending and game changer for businesses using AI to automating sales. And honestly, a little less stressful for our outbound and inbound teams. I am Kalash Prajapati, your host for the session today, and I am here to ensure you leave the session with best insights around AI in sales. Today's session is powered by ControlHippo. It is an AI powered platform that helps sales and support teams manage all their customer conversations in one place. But more importantly, it now comes with smart tools that can suggest replies, handle common questions, collect leads for you, and book meetings, and even help you monitor how well your sales agents are doing. I am super excited to introduce our speaker of the day, Shah, VP of Growth at Control Hippo. Welcome, Harsh. We are both delighted and excited to have you here with us.
Thank you so much, Kalash. And likewise, I'm really excited to contribute.
I would like to highlight to the audience that Harsh is a growth focused leader with strong skills in partnership management, solution selling, and go to market strategy. He has built high performing sales teams, key leader partnerships, and with experience across both sales and marketing and customer development, Harsh knows how to grow businesses from ground to up. Now, before we dive into the session, I would like our audience to engage with us. So, a small quick poll is going to be present on your screen. You have to select the answer. If your answer is not listed, please feel free to type it in the chat section. And here is your poll. Harsh, can you see the poll on the can audience see the poll on the screen?
Yes.
Please select your answers. We will see the results shortly. Interesting. We have very dynamic sort of answers. Okay, we are still getting the responses. Looks like most of us are here very curious to learn something new. Okay, so here I'm going to end the poll. If anybody who has not answered yet, please select your answer. Okay, people are still answering. So I'm ending the poll, and here are your results. Harsh, can you see the results on the screen?
Yeah.
So, what is your reaction to it?
Well, everyone starts curious and then eventually, it's just about time in exploring and adopting AI. So, yes, looking forward to this.
Okay, so let's quickly get started with our session. I would like to inform the audience that this session is going to be highly engaging. It is an open ended discussion. Please feel free to drop your queries and doubts in the chat section. Now, I would like to get quickly started. So, Harsh, without any further ado, I would want to jump on to the first question as we are, short with time. We are going to keep this session highly pegged with insights and short and quick. So, my first question to you is what were the biggest sales process bottlenecks you encountered before introducing automation into your sales process?
All right, great question, and it's not just about me or our sales process. It's across. So before automation is usually slow responses, slow initial responses. So in this era, leads expect instant responses. Even if there's a 10 to 15 minute of delay, they can just drop off or switch to a competitor. So without automation, you really are putting a lot of risk, leaking high intent prospects due to maybe sales team or sales reps unavailable or overloaded. And there could be manual qualification repetitive tasks as well, which used to happen, like sales team members were manually asking the same 3 4 questions to every lead, to every prospect, which is not really very scalable. And it often leads to easy burnouts, right? So, and inconsistency in how you ask questions and collect information honestly skews a lot of data, which eventually impacts your overall sales funnel quality. So that was again, a key bottleneck, and maybe uh, inconsistency in follow-ups. So sales team members were relying on random sticky notes here and there, or creating personal task lists, making those notes, and CRM reminders maybe that were often missed out. So in fact, a second or a third follow-up can kind of boost your conversion by 50%, but only if done on time. So uh, follow-up inconsistency was also a key factor. And I could think of an example. A US-based B2B fintech company discovered that their sales team members were only following up with about 40% of their demo attendees. And after they really automated, used AI post demo, that number jumped from, let's say, 40% to 90%. And it honestly helped the company in improving the conversion rate by about 22 to 25%. So, yeah, I think these could be the leading bottlenecks before automation, and especially those companies who've not really adopted AI in their sales even now.
Yeah, so I completely agree with you. And as we have observed that sales process is actually not very scattered. It has to be really organized and step by step process. So my question to you is that how do you determine which part of the sales journey should be automated and which should stay human led?
Okay. Again, it's a very good question because a balance is really needed, right? So, what you really want to automate using AI is the repetitive parts, something which is very logical. So, anything that follows maybe a decision tree, some sort of qualification, FAQs, scheduling tasks is perfect for AI, for starters at least. I mean, this is a good start, and then there could be a lot of other AI layers on top of it. It is scalable, trackable, and it reduces overall response time. And you keep human-led engagement where emotional intelligence is needed. So it could be objection handling, high ticket negotiations, maybe some sort of a competitor comparison, or if any customer requires maybe empathy, empathizing with the customer, having some sort of context and relationship building so that human touch, right? So that's where maybe you can leave it to humans, and automate the repetitive and the logic based sort of parts. So for example, for ControlHippo, a lot of leads keep on asking, do you integrate with Shopify? Do you integrate with HubSpot? Or maybe, other CRMs, platforms? So our AI handles that very instantly because it is very, very, common question that everyone using these leading CRMs would have, right? But let's say when a lead says, hey, we're comparing ControlHippo with another platform XYZ, a sales team member can immediately jump in, to handle certain nuances. So that's how easy it is, and that's how I think you should start off with.
That
Yeah.
completely makes sense. So as you mentioned about layering, I would want to know what foundational systems or data setups must be in place before layering in AI for sales.
It's a very good question, and a lot of startups and SMEs often have this question: how do I set up? What is needed, right? So even to start with AI in sales, there needs to be some basic sales infrastructure in place. Infrastructure like a very clean integrated CRM. So AI can only work if it has structured data to work with, like lead source or past interactions, maybe the stages, different stages of your leads or conversations, certain buying signals, or data coming in from, let's say, your analytics platforms, any events based data, right? So all of this should be very well integrated. Inaccurate or missing data would often result in AI misfires, which is pretty common right now. Like, a lot of companies face this. AI doesn't really respond to the point is because of that, and the back end, the data is not really proper. And then you need a very unified communication layer. So, for example, if your WhatsApp chats, emails, maybe your website leads are all in different tools, right? Then AI won't have the context of a conversation across multiple platforms. So, one integrated communication system, maybe it could be within the CRM, it could be CRM plus, a integrated system, however you'd like, but one unified communication layer is very important. And then maybe some sort of a structured qualification framework, uh, which basically means that you know what makes your lead very valuable. Could be some sort of a size of the company, could be budget, could be how urgent it is for your team to procure, right? So AI can really qualify and route them correctly. So again, just to talk about ControlHippo, our native integrations have like all messages captured across WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, live chat, email, and is unified into like, into one timeline with CRM sync. So which enables the AI to get full context. Yeah. So, maybe those things are very critical.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. So now I have this doubt that let's suppose, say we have, you know, receiving a bundle of like 100 inbound leads weekly. So how would you design an AI workflow to ensure fast, relevant follow-up without sounding AI like that?
Okay. It needs a very optimized workflow design, I'd say. So you can start with a triggered, uh, you know, maybe you can trigger like a personalized message, a welcome message immediately upon the customer engages with you or the prospect engages with you. Maybe it could be a form fill, it could be a simple WhatsApp message like, "Hi, I wanted to know about this," or a website visit, using analytics, right? So timing is really everything. So a personalized welcome message really makes a lot of sense, and then you qualify these leads in real time using short intent driven questions. Like, for example, are you looking for sales, or are you looking for support, or is it pertaining to any particular challenge that you're facing with our product or service, or whether it's a domestic package that you're looking for, or international, or any particular timelines, right? So this boosts overall relevance. And then routing is the key. So route based on urgency, industry, or buying intent, whatever intel that you're collecting with your platforms, kind of gives you a buying intent. So you can route all of this to your best sales team members, maybe, which eventually helps in reducing overall latency. It helps you in increasing overall engagement, right, and conversions. And the maybe the last part of this workflow could be an automation in follow-ups. So leads who don't really respond to you after a particular time let's say 24 hours or 48 hours, then you can automatically nudge them with very tailored content or value prompts, and not just very random, just following up. It has to be very contextual with a little bit of historic reference, right? So could so I mean, there's no one size fits all, Kalash, right? But right from engaging with a warm message, to then asking the right questions, and then having the right people, or maybe routing it at the right time to human agent, is also very critical. Only AI will definitely will create a bad experience, right? It depends. I mean, unless it is a very low engaging task, very transactional task, you don't really need like an AI end to end. There could be a human in loop. So I think that's how workflows should be designed.
So I can summarize that initial few processes from qualifying the lead to lead nurturing. We can hand it over to AI, and the further maturing lead and converting the prospect would go under the human section, like human handled part. Makes
Yes.
sense. So now this, as you mentioned about a lead going cold, my next question is also about the same thing. So if a lead goes cold after the first interaction itself, what kind of AI-led strategy can revive that lead?
After a lead goes cold, so maybe there are certain revival tactics using AI that can convert, like as I mentioned, contextual reminders instead of generic just following up, right? Or hey, just wanted to check. I mean, this is what the sales team members have been doing since ages now, but it lacked context. So use data from your past engagement or your past interaction. Like, for example, last we spoke, you were interested in reducing your response time, or last we spoke, you were looking forward to have a 20% discount on this particular product or service. So, is it still relevant? I've not really heard back from you. So, give that context, right? So, that is very, very important. And you can create a drip that nurtures value, maybe share use cases, relevant use cases pertaining to that industry. You could share testimonials, maybe some sort of product upgrades that you're bringing, service updates that you're bringing about on table, right? That might kind of re-spark the overall interest. And another revival tactic that I kind of really resonate well with and works very well with me personally and my team is creating urgency, which is again one of the six principles of negotiation by Robert Cialdini, right? So in your conversion framework, you really need to create that urgency, or have that give that time bound incentives. So, for example, only two seats left, or only two products left, right? The last one, only 24 hours remaining for this offer. So, it really works wonders because when especially when the leads are on fence, they have that intent, but they're just kind of waiting for something better to come up. So it helps really well. And I could actually give you an example. One of the coaching business actually recovered about 30% of their dead leads by sending AI generated messages like, hey, your seat is still reserved, and they started nudging with countdowns. Hey, this is the last 4 days, last 3 days, your seat is reserved. Hey, at the end, okay, if you really want to, if you're really serious, here's the 10% extra, but this is it. And then it's gone. So that sort of urgency is also kind of a psychological urgency that triggers re-engagement. Yeah.
That's really amazing. Even in the webinar registrations that we see, the scarcity mindset works really well for us. Like 1 hour to go, 1 day to left. So then around that time we really get good amount of registrations. I completely agree with you. So moving on to the next question. In a high performing sales teams, according to you, what does effective collaboration between AI and human sales representatives looks like?
Okay, I think it's more or less similar to what I spoke about on how do you balance the AI and humans.
Right.
You need to have like a very synergistic model between AI and humans. AI can act as your SDR, maybe sales development representative, whose job is to do initial outreach, maybe research, qualification to be done at scale, bulk outreach, mass messaging alongside some context, right? So logic plus manual repetitive tasks, maybe a little bit of context, and AI can take care of that. Where your sales team members or human agents kind of come into place when they really have to become an advisor, maybe a counselor. It's like a solution sales approach where, hey, I know what you really want, and I know the context as well. Let's do one thing. Maybe not this. Maybe this works for you well, right? So once AI qualifies and passes context, your sales team members can personalize the pitch very effectively. And then, something which is very, very important and which a lot of companies kind of miss out on starting with AI journey is a feedback loop. There needs to be an impeccable feedback loop. Uh, Sales team members needs to flag off bad AI conversations, for training. Um, because AI evolves with team inputs. So you continuously have to train your AI, and it is a continuous process. You cannot just stop saying that, okay, this is a good data set. Now let's start with AI. Let's have our sales team members just handle the conversations. No, there needs to be a continuous conversation loop with AI as well, so that it gets trained, retrained again and again, and then it keeps on getting better. The model keeps on getting better. So that's how you really uh, go forward, like repetitive SDR sort of tasks, AI, consulting and counseling sort of advisor sort of role is your sales rep, which needs empathy, relationship building, and then between the two is a continuous feedback loop. I if I can plug in again, ControlHippo maybe, our AI sort of handles the first 4 or 5 questions with leads, gathers context, and then eventually hands off to the human agent with a brief on the chat, right? So what it does, it boosts your overall conversion speed by, let's say, about 40%, because your sales team members, they have a better context, they are well informed to talk to your prospects. So yeah.
So yeah, it's like that's 40% is a huge number, like to be improved in terms of conversion rate. And actually, I was about to ask you similar question, but you have already answered it in the Harvard key skills and mindset shifts are essential. So I would quickly like, to engage the audience and have a quick check with audience if they have any questions that they want to ask from Harsh with respect to sales and automating the entire process. You can drop your answer in the chat section. Chat is open for everybody. So please feel free to drop your answers in chat or your questions or doubt or anything you would like to. Okay, so here I have one question for you, Harsh. This is a very interesting one, and I also wanted to know that what KPIs or signal do you monitor to evaluate the success of automated sales conversations?
Uh, okay, what KPIs should be tracked for to measure basically automation, right? So to qualify automation success is a very, very good question. So must track matrix could be the response time. It could be a response time, pre versus post AI. It should drop from hours to seconds or minutes. The response time should be way faster. The turnaround time is one very important metric. Then there another metric could be lead to qualified ratio. Uh, are you qualifying more leads with less human efforts, right? Is AI able to take the heavyweight of that long band check or your qualification criterias or some discoveries that you want? So if that ratio has improved with AI, then and with that your human effort has gone down, especially when it comes to those manual tasks, manual questions, then it's a very good metric again. um, Maybe demo conversion rate from AI qualified leads could also be a metric. Eventually you want to see whatever AI has qualified is really converting compared to what humans did, right? And I'm sure if you have that infrastructure in place and the data unified, then it is bound to make an improvement. And even like your drop off rates, maybe I can think of a lot of things actually. Your drop off rates can improve. Like are people dropping off between the chats? How is AI handling it? Or maybe some sort of influence on deal closures, like track how many deals had AI touch points, how many closed versus how many lost. And then you have all your historic data about your sales team members. So you have like a comparison matrix right there. Okay, great response time has reduced from 30 minutes to 30 seconds, or qualification leads have qualified, like earlier the leads were 10% qualification, is now 20% qualification maybe, right? So again, it depends on a company to company and industry to industry, but key KPI could be very matrix driven. Numbers speaks for itself.
Wow, like that's amazing. From 30 minutes to 30 seconds directly. Insane. So again, another question, and it is also quite interesting one, that what is one automation tactic that you used has unexpectedly outperformed for you?
Okay, automation tactic that we've used, I would say AI led post demo follow-ups. So manual follow-ups sort of were late, generic, were forgotten by team members. Yeah, I mean, I remember like back in days, suddenly there were 5, 7 demos came in on the same day, and then you have to give demos to all of them, and then you have to get back to them with minutes and post follow-up mechanisms. Was tedious and forgotten a lot of times, late. And the solution right now is AI can send a recap and a personalized call to action within 5 minutes post demo. In fact, you can see, even while you open the list of attendees, you will find certain AI bots who are taking notes, right? Your Fireflies or your Read.ais are doing nothing but giving you a synopsis of this conversation along with your action steps, and think of it as if you automated with just sending out emails after that, right? So That's the power of AI. Were you thinking about it like 3 years before? Nothing of this happened. People used to just manually make notes. There was a person who would take minutes, especially there only to take minutes and jot down action items, right? So, so now, it is a faster re-engagement. There are more replies, a quicker next step, could be a booking, could be a sale negotiation, you know, like I can like one of it is like our AI sends out a message, hey, thanks for your time earlier, Kalash, based on your need to centralize, let's say WhatsApp plus into Instagram support, would you like to set up a 14-day trial? Or would you like to try out this product? And then it boosted replies. Yeah, so it does the magic.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, after listening to the key number changes that you've mentioned, I'm actually quite excited to see what all things in future AI is going to do. Because truly, 3 years back, even I was, reading how to summarize the meetings and prepare the keynotes out of it, and then emailing it to my manager, keeping CC his manager in CC that this was the discussion and all stuff. But now a quick fireflies notification comes to all three of our emails about that, okay, this was your recent discussion. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one of my job has completely eliminated. So
exactly.
before we summarize the entire discussion, I would like to talk something about control hippo, that how actually now, because people are interested in automating their sales, how control hippo can actually help them automate their sales. First up, we have our AI chat agent, as Harsh mentioned about, from 30 minutes response time to 30 seconds. How is it possible? It is only possible if you have an AI chat agent fed with proper knowledge base. So that जो भी what all repetitive queries that we have, and repeated queries that come from the customer, where is my order, I want to know the price of this package, what is the cost of this trip. So these are very common generic questions that which you can automate quickly with an AI chat agent. As moving forward, next up we have, this one is really crucial, AI flow builder. So you can set up a proper flow from the first basic question from a hi to even assigning the chat to the support or sales agent, and it can ensure smooth handover to your human agent, and this will actually help you create a proper flow for your entire sales process. Would you like to mention something about Flow Builder, Harsh?
So, it is very personalized from a company to company. How do you want the triggers to happen on a first message, on second message, um, whether it is about sales, whether it is about support, thank you for reaching out, and then let the customer only click or just give options, and you have an entire flow, and in between your AI agent will start collecting information. Okay, great. I understood that you have a support related issue. Can you give me your email ID quickly? What's your name? Can you give me a phone number? All right, thank you so much. And immediately the chat is assigned to human, right? And there, Colors has the entire summary, what the concern is, all the details, and Kalash just starts talking about what the concern is, right? So, uh, let's say for travel, I mentioned one example could be a domestic or an international travel, or for e-commerce companies, it could be about a product feedback, could be about exchange, transactions, refund, um, so on and so forth, right? So you click on any option, and then a follow-up message or a follow-up question gets triggered, and then eventually at the end, an entire summary can be captured, and then you can give it to the human agent, or you can let the AI take care of it. But then again, human plus AI is a very good combination as of now. Of course, there will be time in future where you'll have agentic AI, I mean, it is already there, but it'll still take some time where AI agents maybe can take up a lot of conversations autonomously. Yeah.
So after this, next up, we have, oh, I forgot to mention that AI Flow Builder or any of our feature is not bound to a one specific channel. You can set up various flows for various channels you have, and you can also have like for whether it is for your live chatbot on the website, whether it is for your WhatsApp, Telegram, Instagram, any channel. It is not limited to any specific channel. Moving next, we have workflow automation, and this helps you automate the repetitive tasks like follow-ups and data entries and improve efficiency. And it can be used for sending the thank you emails and after as Harsh mentioned about post demo follow-up. So this can be used in that case. Now, last but not the least, any questions from the audience? And if not, then we'd like to summarize the entire session. Harsh, I'd like to hand it over to you.
Sure. Maybe in summary, I'd like to say that sales automation works best when it removes bottlenecks like slow responses, manual qualification, or inconsistent follow-ups. Start by automating the repetitive and rule-based parts like your FAQs and qualification, maybe your demo scheduling, while keeping your sales teams focused on emotional, high contextual interactions like maybe objection handling or closing or a relationship building, whatever is important. But before layering AI, make sure that your CRM is clean. You have a sales infrastructure which is very impeccable. Your communication channels are unified. Your data is structured because AI needs the right foundation to drive results. And I am laying enough and more stress on this because this is very critical for your AI not to misfire. And when you're handling a lot of leads, your workflows that feels sort of instant, relevant, needs to be very personal. Um, and that's how AI can kind of engage, qualify, and route leads based in seconds, and even maybe revive your cold leads, right? Yeah, I think real magic happens when AI and sales team members work as a team. So to succeed, the sales team members needs to shift from being task executors maybe to strategic advisors to boost overall performance. Yeah, I think that is it. And the question that the gentleman asked about KPI, so those are very important. You need to keep uh, having those metrics in your hand, whether you're really improving with AI or not, right? So maybe like a very very final thought I'd say is AI is not replacing salespeople. It is unlocking the sales team members' true potential. Let the AI and automation handle all your grunt work, all your repetitive work, so that your team can do what you are or what they do their best, which is building trust, creating value, and close more deals faster, right? So yeah.
Thank you so much, Harsh. It was truly very insightful session, and I am sure that our audience has got exactly what they wanted to do, explore AI around sales and how sales can be automated with AI. So, for everybody who has joined us today, we hope this session was helpful for you. Before we close the session, I would like to tell you that if you want to learn more about how AI can or Control Hippo can help you automate your entire sales process, you can definitely contact our Control Hippo team, and Harsh will be happy to help you with entire information about Control Hippo platform and how it fits your use case, because our platform is really dynamic and it fits for all, but customizable for everybody. Each and every industry wise, it can be customized. So for this session, with this, we are going to conclude the session. We'll send out a summary video or the webinar video to your emails. just in case you would want to revisit the entire session. Thank you so much for being with us today. Until next time, thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Harsh.
Thanks. Bye.